Tyler Toffoli, 5-3 win, 2 goals for Toff. He has tied his career high 31 goals. It is still kind of overly impressive to me that with how, not even up and down, but just how consistently average the team has been. They've not been overly impressive for any amount of time, yet he has been the constant. He's been very good. I don't know why that is. Is it professionalism? Is it just that he's that good? Is it the familiarity with Darryl? I don't know, but no one else has thrived quite like he has at all. Is it coaching? He's not shaken by Darryl when the Darryl stuff happens?
It has to be some of it for sure. He's not rattled by Darryl's approach to things. And I don't know. I spent the weekend thinking about our comments because I think the last show we did was Thursday night after the game. And I never think we're unjust in our opinions on things, but sometimes you get wound up and you start to go, maybe it's too harsh. And, I'm complaining about the assistant coaches and this and that. And then I started thinking, is Darryl any different than he ever was? I mean, how do we know? Like, we keep hearing it. Well, things nobody's happy down there. And it's like, well, I don't know if is that a far off of what a normal season with Darryl was, right? Like, is it Darryl? Is he can't coach anymore? He's an idiot? Right?
Not exactly a developing story, to your point. Yeah. This is,
but
if you've been around.
Toffoli, I guess he's one of the guys that hasn't been. You know what I think too? I think the other thing, and every coach has guys that love him, and they'll have a couple guys that aren't happy with him. Darryl clearly trusts Toffoli, and he's used him a lot, and he's put him in spots where he can be successful, and he's produced for Darryl. So he's produced all year, and other guys haven't. So I
think for sure, yeah. I'm guessing the first time he went through it as a younger player, you'd be kind of taken aback a little bit. You'd be unsure. By this point, he probably knows that the bark is worse than the bite and just whatever. I'm sure, not to say that he just casts any guidance or whatever Darryl has to say. I just think he's probably, I know how this rolls and I'm fine with it. Probably also a testament, he and Lindholm. We haven't talked a whole lot about Elias Lindholm this season. At the start, it looked like he was maybe a little bit disinterested. I know you kind of talked about it. Here's a guy that had an unbelievable season last year. The 2 line mates leave, his numbers go down, and suddenly that's why you were good last year, because you had those 2 players. Now you don't have them and you're not as good. I give him a little bit of credit. I think he's had to kind of be a bit of a pro through this whole thing. You don't really hear him bitching or complaining. He also had a kid thing going on this year. So 11 points in the last 6 games for Toffoli on that line.